This is what a woman started going through since she turned 17. Let's hear it out. It says, I want to share this. Please, when I was 17, I lived with a priest and attended secondary school. I was helping him in the house while he sponsored my education. Within 2 weeks of my stay, he started harassing me sexually. I kept fighting till I couldn't anymore, so he eventually had his way. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. I don't even know why I was scared to do so. I got pregnant along the line, but he suggested I abort it, begging me that if I don't, it will affect his reputation. He also assured me he wasn't going to touch me again, but he still did, even after I aborted it. The process was so painful because the pregnancy was over 3 months old. At some point, he suggested I get family planning. Then again, he said it was a bad idea because it may bring attention to him. I lived with this man for 4 horrible years until I had the chance to leave for the university. One thing he did well was take care of me. I never lacked anything. There was always extra money for me to pay and get all my educational needs. I was always first to pay for or buy anything at school. When I was in the university, I had to come home on weekends to cook and store for him. I also got a boyfriend, so I became more strict with him, with not letting him touch me. I had learned, and I was also regretting the way he took advantage of me. He became tough. He refused to pay my fees sometimes and delayed other times. I also made sure my bills were always overstated, so I could always have some extra money in case he doesn't pay. One day I had the idea of taking a video of him forcing me to blackmail him. It worked. In the video, I really made sure I struggled and cried and begged him. Then I showed it to him and threatened to show it to the church and let them know that this is what he started doing with me from day one. He begged me. He was embarrassed and he was ready to do anything. So the sex thing ended. I started making money from him without thinking. He went bankrupt eventually. I, on the other hand, even left my boyfriend. I bought T-bill and ventured into other investments. I was rich even before I completed the university. I didn't stop there. I kept sending him threat messages and demanding more money every day. I stopped going back home the moment I got the videos, and he never asked to see me again. He eventually called to see me, and when I went, he went down on his knees to beg for my forgiveness. But I told him I was never going to let this go until he's no more walking on this earth. He said he regretted his actions and was willing to do anything I wanted, just so I could forgive him. So I jokingly said he should take his life and I'll forgive him. This morning I received a call from him. He was crying heavily and saying he was going to end it all so I could forgive him and so he could also free himself from the misery. He made me sad and he sounded so real. I've been thinking all day. In as much as I don't want him to do it, I feel I don't want to see or hear from him again. Will I be guilty if he really does it? Should I stop him or I should just pretend I don't know what's going on? What should this lady do? Let's know in the comment section. Meanwhile, if you are planning on letting your kids stay with someone, you should be careful.